So from today, we are coming like this daily. So that article also will be posted here. So that you no need to take the newspaper also. So that you can very leisurely, you can sit. So article also will be provided for mains, for MCQs also, from which topic the MCQs are lifted. Okay. So for example, MCQs, World Bank hikes India's economic growth, income inequality, center gives note to defense proposals, private sector borrowings, capex, capital expenditure, and earthquakes explain why gold nuggets are found in quartz veins. This is what which is there. So just open the newspaper. 9 Maoists killed in Dantewada encounter. This is one news which is mainly explaining. I circled here. If you see here, 153 Maoists killed in anti-Naxals operation so far this year, whereas 46 in 2021, 30 in 2022, 29 in 2023. Means what? It is showing that the government is going very aggressively against Maoists. It means that the government is going very aggressively against Maoists, and what Amit Shah told that we are going to wipe out complete Naxalism from India by 2029, by the next elections. So it seems to be true. So there is lot of force or killings or encounters are happening on Naxalite. What he told Amit Shah is proving. Okay. See, like we have Nirbhaya, then we have Disha. Nirbhaya of India, Disha of Andhra Pradesh, now Aparajita of West Bengal. If you see here, the West Bengal Assembly on Tuesday unanimously passed the Aparajita Women and Child West Bengal Criminal Law Amendment Bill by voice vote. So here there is something called as, so there will be capital punishment for rape, for gang rape, rape that results in death of the victim or leaves her in a vegetative state. Vegetative state means coma. Vegetative state means she will be absent. She will be in coma. That is called as vegetative state. Rape by a police officer or rape by a public servant. Here one thing is there which we have to understand. Or what is that? Manager of a home. Manager of a home. Manager of a home means who? For example, orphan homes. We see a lot of repetitive things. Orphan homes. In Bihar it happened. Girls' orphan homes where the manager of the orphan home himself committed a lot of rapes. So that is what? Manager of the homes. It can be orphan homes. It can be like foster child homes. It can be some charity homes. It can be some missionary homes. Those keepers. Okay. And the how many maximum days? 21 days. Next paragraph. It also requires the investigation into rape cases be concluded within 21 days. These are the two things which you have to remember for Aparajita. Okay. Disha, 1 month. Disha of Andhra Pradesh, 1 month. Aparajita of West Bengal, 21 days. World Bank hikes India's economic growth projection to 7%. That is a very good sign. As I told you in the last class also, economically we are growing robust. Our economic growth is very robust. And again, we are proving by the World Bank report that for 2024-2025, the GDP growth rate is projected how much? 7%. All local news. See, two things are there. A discourse on artificial intelligence governance that India must shape, for which I gave you the model answer. So you no need to read this article. This article is also important. In today's newspaper, these both articles are important. If you read these two articles, your work has been done. See here. Take on the challenging rise of income inequalities. So in order to reduce the gaps between haves and have-nots, in order to reduce income inequalities, this person, Sam Petroda, very popular personality, he had recommended 5 steps. See the second paragraph. First, progressive taxation. With respect to income, taxation should be there. First one, progressive taxation. Second paragraph, number 2, education and skill development. Focus should be on education and skill development. 3, investment on infrastructure. That is inevitable. Number 3 is fair labor laws. Number 4 is investment on infrastructure. Number 5 is contributions of the super rich. Contributions of the super rich. There is one thing called as global campaign which is been started by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, which is called as giving pledge. Giving pledge. So people who are super rich, not everyone, super rich. There is a threshold limit. Who earned more than this, they will be called as super rich. They are coming with a pledge called as giving pledge. So we have to give. In that, the best example is what? Special inheritance tax. Special inheritance tax. What is special inheritance tax? For example, if my father is giving something to me, I can get everything if I am the only child. If we are 2 sons, then we will be getting equally 50%, 50%. But third person will not get. If I have another sister, then according to the Hindu Succession Act of 2005, it will be divided between the three, but not the fourth person. But the special inheritance tax, Japan 55%. So from that parent's income or ancestral property value, 55% will go to the government and only 45% will come to the children. That is called a special inheritance tax. Giving. So the children are not going to get the ancestral property. The children will be getting ancestral property only limited. For example, how much? Japan 55%, South Korea 50%, France 45% and United States 40%. India how much? 0%. India 0%. So this is a very good article. These 5 points you have to remember. In order to bridge what? In order to bridge the gaps. In order to bridge the equality. Exam point of view, not that much. Center gives not to how much? Center gives not to defense proposals worth 1.44 lakh crore. Government is going aggressively. Yesterday government came up with 7 farmer schemes worth 14,000 crore. Today there is a proposal, there is a almost conclusion of buying defense of how much? 1.44 lakh crore. Prelims point of view, what is important? See the second paragraph. FRCV, Future Ready Combat Vehicles for the Army. This side, down to the ship. FRCV will be the futuristic main battle tank with superior mobility, all-terrain ability, multi-layered projections, precision and lethal fires over and real-time situational awareness. The ministry said. So what is that? Future Ready Combat Vehicles. Prelims we will get. FRCV is what? Future Ready Combat Vehicles. What is this? Already we have MBT which is called as main battle tanks. Arjun. Main battle tanks. Maamulu unte kada illa. Main battle tanks. But it will move only on land. But this future ready combat vehicles are same like main battle tanks, but which is what? What is that? All terrain ability means what? Water, mountains, plains, all terrain, except to air. All terrain, it will be on water, it will be on mountains, it will be on hills, it will be, so easily it can go anywhere. That is called as FRCV. We are going to buy that. FRCV, that we have to identify. I think this hijack movie is in news. I see 814 hijack, but I am getting news that it's a media stunt. Intentionally they did. Huge advertisement. Now everyone want to see what is this IC 1814. Is really worth watching newspaper. First page is also there and 10th page is also there. Free advertisement. Intentionally they kept names. So people will come out, why you kept Hindu names? It should be which names? Muslim names. It became news. Page number 1, page number 10. So we are reading, I am also advertising. So it's a very good stunt it is actually. Private sector borrowings to rise on capital expenditure push. Capex means capital expenditure. This you have to understand. Capital expenditure. Capex. What is capital expenditure? Capital expenditure అంటే ఒకసారి పెట్టేటటువంటి ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ని క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అని అంటాం మనం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను జేసీబీ కొందాం అనుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, అది ఒకటేసారి ఊకే నేను పెట్టుకోనాలా, ఒకటేసారి కొనాలి. అలాంటివన్నీ ఏమంటాం మనం? CAPEX, capital expenditure. If one time I am going to invest, it is called as capital expenditure. Land, capital expenditure. Infrastructure, capital expenditure. These are called as capital expenditures. Recurring expenditure will be there. What? Salaries. Salaries, recurring expenditure or one-time expenditure? Recurring expenditures. Those are also called as current expenditures. But salaries, government salaries pay చేయాల్సిందే కదా. వాటితో ఏం లాభం ఉండదు, వీటితో ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ డెవలప్ అవుతుంది క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్తో. సో క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ షుడ్ బి మోర్ ఆర్ కరెంట్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ షుడ్ బి మోర్ ఫర్ ద గవర్నమెంట్? Capital expenditure should be more for the government. So what will happen? Infrastructure will develop, bridges will come, roads will come. Why? Because we are going to create what? Capital things. Whereas recurrent means what? Salaries. Whether, yes, salaries is inevitable, but however any output is coming to the nation? No. When we both compare, it is a capital expenditure which is very much important for the governments of the day. Welfare also, it is not capital expenditure. Welfare, it will go. It will create any asset to the government? It will create any asset to the country? No. Capital expenditure, if I expect, a asset will be created like bridge, like road, like harbour, like airport. Yes or no? So capital expenditures are very important for the government. The same, the private sector borrowings are set to rise in the coming years, spurred by a revival in capital expenditure with resultant demand for funds expected to be largely met by households. So it is for mainly, now the private sector is also looking for capital expenditure. Like they are opening another branch, like they are taking another project, like they are the public-private partnership. So they are also spending money on what? Capital expenditure. Initially money will not come, eventually the money will come. And capital expenditure is completely against welfare, not against welfare, against vote bank politics, yes or no? Capital expenditure will be against vote bank politics. Rather than I am creating here 1 lakh crore investment, if I give every family 1 lakh rupee, these 5 members will vote for me. Again form the government. This Raitu Bandhu, PM Kisan, these all are called as what? This type of expenditures. But what type of expenditures really the government should spend? Capital expenditure. Oh, JCB konnamu, varadalo vachchayi, aa JCB use avutundi. So long term benefit will be there. Racism is there. Page number 12 down. Tamil Nadu, if you see, there is something called as racism. Fixing Sri Lanka's economy, wiping out racism. On whom? On Tamilians. Who are Tamilians? Sri Lankan Tamilians. Sri Lankan Tamilians were being called as inferior and Sri Lankan Sinhalese were being identified as superior. So racism is there. So this person is a prime ministerial candidate. He is a person who want to wipe out racism. From 3-4 decades, this racism is there. Tamilian, on Sri Lankan Tamilian, who is showing the discrimination? Sri Lankan Sinhalese. You see the answer? Artificial intelligence. Discuss the role of India in shaping the international governance of artificial intelligence. Now it is not only artificial intelligence, artificial governance is also important. Artificial governance, how? Now everything is governance oriented only, no? Principle of body, historical legacy, international governance. This means answer will be helpful to understand artificial intelligence. Yes. Editorial. World Bank highs India's economic growth projections. Which of the following statements regarding the recent economic developments and projections for India are correct? True. Second statement is correct. India's trade potential in sectors like textiles and apparel remains untapped. Yes, today also we are good at textiles and apparels. Apparels means what? Textiles and apparels. Apparels means, textiles means cloths. Apparels means the subsidiary of cloths. Jeans pant. Subsidiary of cloths. Modern look. Second statement you see. Progressive taxation is primarily aimed at reducing the tax burden on the middle class by shifting it to the wealthy. No, it is redistribution. Second statement, inheritance tax are commonly used in advanced economies to address wealth concentration, income inequalities. True. Third statement, a significant portion of the defense budget is allocated for the procurement of advanced surveillance and reconnaissance systems from foreign vendors. What we are buying? Whether we are buying advanced surveillance and reconnaissance system or we are buying battle tanks. Acceptance of necessity is a preliminary step in the defense acquisition process, signifying the government's approval to proceed with the procurement project. See here, the Defense Acquisition Council is the final, it's a preliminary report. It is not agreement of necessity. Defense Acquisition Council. Oka council untundi ఆ కౌన్సిల్ పేరు డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్. వాళ్ళే ఫైనలైజ్ చేస్తారు తీసుకోవాలా వద్దా, ఎవరు సంతకం పెట్టాలి, ఎవరు అప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్. దేని ఆధారంగా ఒక లెటర్ ఉంటుంది, దాని పేరేంటి, అగ్రిమెంట్ ఆఫ్ నెసెసిటీ. మనకు అవసరం అంటేనే మనం డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్. సో డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్ విల్ బి అప్రూవింగ్ బేస్డ్ అపాన్ విచ్ అగ్రిమెంట్, అగ్రిమెంట్ ఆఫ్ నెసెసిటీ. అది మనకు అవసరం అని చెప్పేసి వాళ్ళు సంతకం పెడతారనమాట. డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్ అవును అది అవసరమే అని అందరు సంతకం పెట్టిన తర్వాత డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ ఆమోద ముద్ర వేసిన తర్వాత ఆ డిఫెన్స్ అక్విజిషన్ కౌన్సిల్ అప్రూవల్ చూసుకొని డిఫెన్స్ మినిస్ట్రీ కొంటుంది. నౌ యూ సీ, రీడ్ ద సెకండ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. The acceptance of NES is a preliminary step in the defense acquisition process, signifying the government's approval to proceed with the procurement project. No, agreement of necessity is with the Defense Acquisition Council. What is the primary thing? Defense Acquisition Council, but not agreement of necessity. Capex. So, first statement, recent trends in private sector borrowings and capital expenditure in India. You didn't read the article, but we will try. Okay? First statement. The private corporate sector in India has consistently increased its net borrowings in recent years due to rising profits and significant capacity creation. The private corporate sector in India has consistently increased its net borrowing in recent years due to rising profits and significant capacity creation. See, recent years market anta baagaledu COVID tarvata. COVID mundu market baagunde. So profit generation means no. Second, a revival in capital expenditure in the coming years is expected to increase the net borrowing requirement of the private corporate sector. ఇప్పుడు మనం క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ రివైవ్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటే ఖచ్చితంగా నెట్ బారోయింగ్స్ పెరుగుతుంది. నా దగ్గర లాభాలు లేవు కాబట్టి నా దగ్గర డబ్బులు లేవు, కానీ నేను ఏమనుకుంటున్నా, క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ పెంచుదాం అనుకుంటున్నా. బట్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ప్రాఫిట్స్, బట్ స్టిల్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ఫోకస్ ఆన్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్. దెన్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు డూ వాట్? నెట్ బారోయింగ్స్. గాట్ ఇట్? ఇప్పుడు నా దగ్గర ఏం లేదు, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ బిజినెస్, బట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ఎక్స్పాండ్, ఐ వాంట్ టు గో టు ఢిల్లీ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, బట్ దెర్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ ఈజ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్, దెన్ వాట్ ఐ విల్ డూ? Net borrowings I will do. But what will happen? I will go to Delhi, for example. There is a capital expenditure. A organization will come, 4 or 5 people will be recruited, a new system will be established or not. Workout aithe manchide. But no profits. So what I will do? Borrowings. There will be what? Net borrowings. Third statement. Households in India are expected to remain the top net lenders to the economy even as private sector borrowings requirements rise. Households in India are expected to remain the top net lenders to the economy. Even, ante households are expected to continue being the top net lenders to the rest of the economy, even as private sector borrowings needs increase. This is due to factors such as increased saving rates and a growing middle class. Increased saving rates. Middle class perugutunda India lo taggutunda? In India, middle class is increasing, no? Middle class, like software engineers, now everyone are doing job. Whether poverty is reducing or not. Poverty is reducing means what is increasing? Middle class is increasing. When middle class increases, what will increase? Savings will increase. RBI prioritizes external debt sustainability given India's growing reliance on foreign capital to finance its economic growth. RBI prioritizes external debt sustainability given India's growing reliance on foreign capital to finance its economic growth. You tell me, whenever a foreigner give loan to us, he will put lot of conditions. When we take the loan from domestic, the conditions will be less. So I will give importance as an RBI, the brother of banking sector. I will give importance to take loan from foreign, or I will give importance to take loan from domestic. The fourth statement is wrong. Ante when you read economy subject will not come in your exam. Applications will come in your exam. Subject will not come. Never. Applications will come out. Fifth question is factual question. This is SNT. Okay.